Hi guys, this is Dr. Krista Ryan here, and I'm here with Baby Bump to Baby and Beyond, and we're doing a course on common baby problems that have uncommon solutions, and it is starting August 30th. Yay! So I wanted everybody to begin by doing something that we tend to do in business, and over the last number of years I've been actually learning how to be a business person and a better model for the people that come into my life. And I wanted to share that with you because a lot of these principles that I'm learning in business really apply when it comes to home, because your greatest gift to your kids is who you are each day when you show up. So if you show up with a lot of energy, with a lot of enthusiasm, you love your job because you're a stay-at-home mom, you're giving to your kids and their future. That's the greatest gift that anybody could give their family. And so I wanted to get on here and do a series on mindset, because that's where everything begins when you're looking at business. If you don't have the right mindset, you can't succeed. And I think that applies to parenting, and we never really get to that stage where we say, hey, we need a change in mindset. And you know what? This is so important, and I've learned how valuable this is over the years, but I didn't know it. And the thing is that most moms, you get pregnant and you feel like a blimp and you feel horrible about your body. Guys, I've been there. Like I was never fat before I got pregnant. And when I got pregnant, before I told anybody, I started getting comments about how big I looked and how much weight I was putting on. And my confidence went from like a 10 out of 10 to literally a 0. And it's taken me years and years to get that level of confidence back and to be okay with who I am and to be okay no matter what size I am. And I really want you guys to understand that you need to build a very important foundation for your life as a mom. And I think it's the most important foundation that I can give you is starting with how you show up for your kids every day and how you show up in your life. We're taught in business every day to show up and have our goals laid out for the years, because if we don't have a direction, we can't get anywhere. And the thing is that a number of years ago, I actually realized how important that was to have goals in my life, but not only have goals for my business life, but to have goals for my family life. And it had such a huge impact on me that I want you guys to be in the same state of mind when you approach parenting. We're never taught how to parent properly, and this is why this course is put together, because we really need to understand how vital, like the only thing, like when I get to the end of my life, I am going to think not about my successful career, not about how much I gave back to my community, but I'm actually going to be thinking of the relationships that I formed within my family and within my friends, and how validated I felt and how much I was able to give my kids. And like my legacy is what I pass down to my kids for the future. And if I can't start every day with bringing the right attitude and the right mindset, I have nothing, and I can't actually move forward in the goals that I've set for myself. And I want to really address this, because I think all of us need to be in that spot where we really think and we really become intentional about how we are going to show up in a parenting role. And I want that for you guys, because I've been doing that and it's made such a huge impact on my family and my lifestyle, that I think this is something that is foundational, that everybody addresses, and that I wish I had. My son's 23 and my daughter's 7, and I really wish I had that with my son, because I was so focused on just making ends meet, working hard, getting things done, finding babysitters for him while I tried to deal with finances and deal with parenting, that I didn't have any energy or focus for him, because I didn't have any goals. I didn't have any things that, what did I want to achieve when I was a parent? And so my son has moved out now, and he's an amazing man. And I feel like when I look back to those early years, I think, okay, I could have showed up as a better mom. And I'm doing that very differently. I'm doing the parenting thing very differently with my second that I ever did with my first, because I wasn't relaxed. I didn't feel stable. I didn't feel like I had my life together. My confidence got super shot just going through the first pregnancy because my body changed physically. We all go through a hormonal change. And when you get pregnant and you feel like you're at the bottom of the world and you feel like you're never going to get your life back, and then you focus so much on having a newborn, your attention is really scattered. And we really need to, show up every day and say, hey, like, this is a gift. We need to feel so grateful, because that's what brings you joy. That's what your legacy is. It's passing your joy and your gifts and your passions down to your kids. And if your kids can't see that, can't see you living a life that's an extraordinary life, they won't know what to reach for or achieve. And I want us to really establish a very solid foundation. So I'm just going to go into a little bit of an introduction, because I have 30 episodes that we're going to do literally just on mindset. And these are the things that have really had a huge impact in my life that I actually want to share with you. And I want this to be like a stepping stone into your future self, into your future life. And I want to make sure, hey, like, this is your life. This is our future. So it's our gift to be able to give to our kids something that we never had. And this is going to be an awesome journey. So please join me. This is exciting and I love it. I'm really excited to give this to you guys. And I really wish I had that when my son was super young, because I would have been able to connect with him at such a deeper level that I can with my daughter, that I think back to the times that I spent with my son, and we had an awesome time in his childhood. But I just know so much more now, and I have a better understanding of how to connect with kids. And I think we all need to go through those things. And I think we all really need to learn that. And I think this should be a great stepping stone for every mom, no matter what stage or age you're at with your kids, because I learned so much over the years with mindset principles that I was able to use it on my teenager. And I had such a deeper connection with him because of that. But again, it took me a long time to understand how important this was, and to have these goals, and to have, somewhere that we're going in our relationship. Because again, if you don't have that direction, you're never going to get to that end. And you're going to be off track. So when you want to get from A to B, okay, if you aim for B, which is an extraordinary, amazing life with your kids, where you feel connected, where you have such a profound, deep relationship that you can be such a big role model for your kids. That's our B, that's where we're aiming. So when we start at A, we can say, okay, how do we build that? How do we sit back and go back and say, okay, how can we get to being the biggest role model in their lives? If we never ask those questions to ourselves, we're never actually going to show up with any answers. So I'm going to get back on track, and today is going to be all about confidence, because again, we start off as moms, and we gain 25 pounds, which is just such a confidence, it tanks your confidence. I don't care who you are. When you feel like a blimp, feel like you're at your lowest possible moment, because physically you're not feeling that great. You're feeling sick. Your body is under so much stress, and you're giving all your nutrition to your kids, or to that baby that's forming in your belly. And so our confidence just tanks. And I want us to start with just having a mindset of saying, hey, how do I get that confidence even if I don't feel confident today? Because I don't know about you, but every day I have a lot of things to be confident over, but I struggle with this, and I have to actually get up in the morning and say, how can I be confident? How can I, move into the future with excitement, with passion, and with joy? And how can I feel okay with what I'm doing, and confident that I can face any situation that comes in front of me, because I'm solution oriented. And so I want us to address what confidence is. And a lot of times it's just literally thinking that, hey, you got this. lean in. No matter what's going on in your life, lean in. And how you lean in is you remember a time when you're on top of the world and it's your best moment ever, where you felt as confident as you could possibly feel. Some of those times were one when I got my degree for chiropractic. Like, I felt like I tried so hard and I worked my butt off, and I accomplished what I set out to accomplish that took like over a decade to accomplish. And I felt like I was on top of the world. Another time, I'm actually a helicopter pilot. And so when I held my pilot's license in my hand for the first time, and the first solo was so the first time I got to fly the helicopter by myself, I was ecstatic. And actually, when I was sitting in the cockpit, I was like yelling to myself. But I felt like, I got this, I can do it. And you guys can do whatever you want. And I'm sure every one of us has a moment where you achieve something, you got a reward, you got a pat in the back. And I want you guys to like live in that feeling. So just remember that time, and I want you to bring it into every day. So you get up and you think, how can I be confident in this situation, even if I feel like a blimp and I feel terrible? How can you bring that confidence to being a mummy? And I want you guys to feel like, hey, you got this. You can rock it. You can become a doctor. You can become a pilot. You can be the person that, wins a medal for gymnastics, dance. You can, whatever your strength is, even if your strength is like sitting down and reading like a mile a minute, doing a science experiment, getting a map out and getting from A to B. Some people just have no ability to do that. And you got to say, hey, what are my gifts? And when is the time I felt the most confident? And what did I feel? Like, we often will stand differently when we feel confident. We'll speak differently. We'll have a different energy about us. And that is what you want when you wake up in the morning and say, hey, I got this as a parent. And I can bring my energy, my joy, my love, my confidence into every situation. And I can deal with my kid in any way possible. And they're going to feel that confidence from me, because they're going to feel stable. And they're going to feel like, hey, my parents know. They're not just like emotional basket cases. Because I've had my moments with my kids where I felt terrible, and then my reaction is to like yell or be angry at them, and throw an adult fit. So we don't want that. We actually want to bring that state of confidence. And when you have that confidence about you, hey, like, even if my kid is yelling and screaming in the grocery store, you're calm, and you're going to be able to just handle the situation and deal with your kid. And in response to your energy, their energy also comes down, and they're going to feel like, hey, mommy's got my back, and mommy's going to be sure and 100%. She's going to handle the situation, and I'm going to be okay because I don't have to handle it because I'm a kid. And so I think we all need to know that, confidence is such a big part of who we are and how we show up as a parent. And it's going to give you that ability to not let your emotions get out of control. And it's going to give you the ability to bring a future legacy to your kids and be able to provide your kids with a sense of security that they can't get any other way. So I'm going to just go through some of the things that we went through. And I don't want you to think of yourself as that fat person when you get up in the morning and you feel like, oh, I have like 50 pounds of baby weight that I have to get off. I want you to remember the time when you were on top of the world, and I want you to say to yourself, hey, I got this world. I can do whatever I decide to do, and my future begins now. And so we're going to be going through another bunch of these little chats about mindset, and I'm going to give you lots of my strategies. So I actually wrote down 31. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I have 31 to give to you guys that have been such a big learning lesson for me. And I want you guys to just really know that, hey, if you need somebody, just think about who you were in the best moment of your life and bring that. Okay, you guys got this. So be confident, live with passion, and we're going to go through mommy mindset. So this is mommy mindset number 1. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this baby bump to baby and beyond, and we will be chatting about more mommy mindset in the next episode. So this is number 1, guys. Stay tuned for number 2.